In this video, I'll be showing you how to crochet the very easy beanie for the little Bella doll. And before we get started, I just wanted to show you how using different yarns can get a different end result. This little one in green, I used an 8-ply acrylic, and the cutie in red, this was also an 8-ply, but it was a blend of acrylic and wool, so it ended up being a little smaller because it was softer. This one is a crochet cotton and it was in a 4-ply, so I used 2 strands of the 4-ply cotton to get the 8-ply thickness that I was looking for. And this was also 2 strands of 4-ply cotton, but they were different brands. So this one was a lot softer and ended up being a smaller beanie. But to get this look here, I used 1 strand of the pink and 1 strand of the yellow when I was making the top part of the beanie. And then I just used 2 strands of the pink to create the rim. And the last little one here, she's made with the bamboo cotton and it's also an 8-ply. I'll be using my size 3 crochet hook. And today I'll be using the stiffer cotton and I'll be using 2 strands of this. So it's Create Handmade. It's a 4-ply crochet cotton, but 2 strands of this to give me the 8-ply thickness that I'm looking for. So let's get started. The original Bella beanie is made with an 8-ply acrylic. But today I'll be using this crochet cotton, and as I mentioned, I'll be using 2 strands of these 4-ply cottons to create this look here, but I'll mix it up a little bit and start with the red and then do grey and then white. The beanie begins with a magic circle, so I just place my yarn in front of my fingers like this, then just put my thumb there to hang on to it. Then turn my hand over and the yarn just wants to naturally wrap diagonally across your finger like this. Then go under your finger, then across the top of that to make an X, and then just hang on to it with this other finger here. Then just take your hook, slide it under the first wrap that you made, grab the second wrap with your hook and then just pull it underneath that first one. Then you just want to lay your hook back down again. Go back underneath that second wrap, yarn over, pull through the hole. Now I just pull down on my finger here to open up the hole a little to make it a little easier and pull that through. And there's your nice simple magic circle. Now into this magic circle and under both these strands we'll be going, you're going to be putting 6 single crochets. So single crochet 6. Now keep a nice relaxed tension. The whole beanie will actually be a very relaxed tension, unlike the doll body where I do the first round, I do a relaxed tension for the first 6 single crochets and then I tighten everything up after that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5 and 6. Now you just want to hold on to your work and then just take this strand and pull on that, and there you have your magic circle. I usually pull tight after I've done round 2. It just gives me that little bit of extra space. So now under this first little V here, we're going to be doing an increase. So round 2 is for increase 6. So we want to do 2 single crochets into each one of these little stitches under the little V's. So back in there again for our second single crochet, and that will give us our first increase. And you want to be doing 6 of these in total. And there's the second one, so we're doing our 1 single crochet, then back under again for the second single crochet to give us the increase. So in total there's 6 of these, and this is the 6th increase that we're doing and the very last one on this round. Now, this is a good time to put your marker in. So some people do like to put their markers at the first stitch. I like to do mine on the very last stitch of each round. And I just use a piece of thread which I then just run through the whole doll. But you can use any marker that you like. So now you're just going to be doing round 3, which is single crochet 1 and then an increase. And you want to do that. I'll just tighten up this little magic circle. So just give that a little pull, and then you can see that that's nice and tight in there now. So now we'll be doing single crochet 1 and then an increase, and then 1 and then an increase, and we'll be doing that for a total of 6 times. So single crochet 1, and keep your tension nice and relaxed, and then the increase, and you just want to repeat that until you've reached your marker, and that's a total of 6 times. And I'm just coming up to my final set of single crochet 1 and increase, which brings me to the end of round 3, and the increase has landed on the marker. So now round 4 is to single crochet 2 and then an increase, so single crochet 1, single crochet 2 and then an increase, and you want to do that pattern 6 times or until you've reached the marker. That's 2 and then the increase. And just continue that around. And I'm just coming up to that last set of single crochet 2 and then an increase. So I've done that 6 times now and I've landed on the marker, and this is the end of round 4. So now round 5 is to single crochet 3 and then an increase. So we'll single crochet 1, 2, 3 and then the increase. And you just do that same pattern 6 times, or you just do it until you reach that marker. 1, 2 and 3 and then the increase. So I'll see you at the other end. And I've reached the end of round 5, which is the single crochet 3 and an increase. So now we'll keep expanding, and this time we're going to do single crochet 4 and then an increase. So single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4 and then an increase in this stitch here. So we'll just continue around. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then the increase, and then you just want to do the same thing until you reach your marker, or 6 times. And our final set of single crochet 4 and an increase brings us to the end of round 6. So round 7, it's quite repetitive, but it's what it takes to expand the circle. So round 7 is to single crochet 5 and then an increase. So single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then an increase. And you just want to do that all the way around until you've reached your marker. And the last stitch of round 7 of the single crochet 5 and increase is landing on the marker, so that's very good. So now for round 8, this will be the last round of increases that we actually do, and it's single crochet 6 and then an increase. So single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then an increase. And you just want to do that all the way around until you've reached your marker, or 6 times. And I'm just up to the last stitch of round 8, which is the increase of the single crochet 6 and an increase. And that's actually going to be the last of the increasing rounds for the top of the beanie. That's as wide as it will get. It'll just get a little wider when we just do our next round of single crochet 48, and it just stretches it out a little bit. But then basically we'll be doing 2 more rounds of single crochet 48, and then we'll be doing the color changes. So go ahead for rounds 9 and 10 and single crochet 48 stitches around. And I'm just coming up to the last stitch of round 10. Now because we're going to be changing colour, this stitch doesn't get finished off. We just have our 2 loops on the hook and then just take your colour and pull that through. Now I'll be using the grey, and it's up to you what colour choices you like for your little beanie. So now, because now we're going to be changing colour, and then you have that little step that appears when you change colour. So what I like to do is, for the very next stitch, even though it's single crochet 48 around, I do a slip stitch. So slip stitch into the back loop only, so just that back loop, and pull that through, and there's your slip stitch. Now you just want to continue to single crochet around, and instead of 48 there'll be 47 because the first one was actually a slip stitch. So I've just come up to the end of round 11 with my change of colour. So now for round 12 you're just going to continue with this grey colour, and you're going to be single crocheting 48 stitches around. And the last stitch of round 12 is one of those where we won't be finishing the stitch because we'll be doing a colour change. So now I'll be using the white. So you just want to have your 2 loops on the hook of that very last stitch and then just pull them through. And the same procedure where you do the slip stitch for the first stitch and then 47 single crochets around. So slip stitch into that back loop only, in there, pull up the loop and make the slip stitch. And now it's 47 single crochets around, and then we'll be changing to the red colour on the very last stitch of round 13. So continue on for round 13 with your 47 single crochets. And the last stitch of round 13 will be a colour change where we'll be changing to the red. So you'll have your 2 loops on the hook just as before. And I've just got my red just hanging there from when I was using it here at the top of the beanie. As I mentioned, you can cut your threads and join in, but I do like to just leave them hanging there and pull them through as I need them. So there's the colour change, and then just pull on your threads to keep everything nice and tight. So now we'll be doing the same thing for round 14, a slip stitch into the back loop only, and then single crochet 47. So slip stitch into this back loop of the slip stitch underneath from the previous round, so slip stitch in there, and now continue to single crochet 47. And the last stitch of round 14 will be a colour change, just like before. So now we'll be going back to the grey again. So basically the rest of the beanie will just be 1 round of each colour, which started, the 1 rounds started with the white, then the red, and then the grey. And then you just want to repeat that same pattern again, white, red, and grey. So we'll just be taking our grey from here where it's just waiting inside the beanie and just pull that grey colour through and just continue around with your same little pattern of slip stitch 1 into the back loop only, and then single crochet 47. And the last stitch of round 15 is the colour change, just like we've done before. Now, the rest of the beanie really is just repeating this little pattern here, which is the white, the red, and then the grey, with a slip stitch in the first stitch and then single crocheting around. So basically what you're doing is round 16 will be the white, and round 17 will be the red, round 18 will be the grey, and then round 19 I just finish off with with the white. So I'll see you at the end of round 18. The last stitch of round 18, where we pull through the very final colour, which is the white, And now for round 19, we'll just be going around doing the same again, which is the slip stitch and then single crochet 47 into that back loop only though with the slip stitch. Now with the white now, I actually do quite a loose tension for the final round. It just makes it easier to roll the beanie up and create the look of the Bella beanie. So just do a really nice relaxed tension all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. And the final stitch of round 19, and that's the last round we'll be doing for the beanie. And then I just do a slip stitch. I just go under the full stitch and just go through there and make a slip stitch, and then just chain off, and you can cut your thread loose. So this is how the beanie looks, and then I just give it a little roll at the front. You can roll it a little higher or a little lower, just depending on the look that you're after. Here's Bella and her little Bella friends wearing her new beanie. If you enjoyed this video, I would love a like, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do, because I'll be making videos for removable clothes for the little Bella doll. Thank you. Bye.